Thanks to the support as your channel member, Kyle Mollix. Remember back in the summer when I nearly left, but then the board gave me a 2-year contract and I was really happy and decided I'd be at the club for ages. That same board 2 months later have just slashed my wage budget and have the audacity to tell me it's my fault that we're not within our wage budget. I feel like this relationship between me and the board is becoming stressed. Hello, and welcome to part 29 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have 2 games for you in the National League. We're away against Altrincham and at home against Southend. But that's not even the main news. Since you were last with me, we've changed our tactic. We've gone to a 4-2-4, despite having no wingers in the squad at the start of the season, and started winning again. But that's not even the main news. The main news is that the board have slashed our wage budget. Have they done it recently enough for me to be able to show you that they slashed it? I want to give you proof for any doubters. There we are. So on the, when was this? Oh, the 1st of October, I regret to announce that due to a deterioration in the club's financial position, the wage budget is reduced from 10.26k a week to 8.38k per week. I would like to point out we were within the original wage budget. We are now above the new wage budget 3 days later, 3 days after the board slashed it. And they're not very happy that I'm struggling with working with the wage budget actionable objective, because my poor control over the wage budget has been very concerning. My poor control. We were within the budget that they set in the summer on October the 1st, less than 2 months into the season. They've realised they've made a mistake, changed the budget after I've already spent it, and blamed me. Absolutely unbelievable. Yes, the club finances are a mess. We're £700,000 in debt and things are only going to get worse, much worse. We really need a cup run this season. We're not in the FA Cup today, but we desperately need a good cup run, or else I'm not sure what happens next. I'm not going to let them sack me over wage, but I'll take them to court. I'll sue this football club for every penny that they've got. Oh, yeah. I remember. So, back to on-field stuff, which should be all I'm concerning myself with as the manager. The off-field stuff, that's their word. I don't care about their bank balance. That's their job. They've messed up. They got their budgets wrong. I just spent what I was given. But it's the first time we've ever done Non-League to Legend and I'm actually stuck to the budgets. I'm behaving myself this year and being punished for it. I may as well have spent 14k a week, built a team that wins the league easily, and I'm no worse off because I've stuck within the budget. Oh, I'm so upset. I've stuck within the budget and they're still criticising me for it. So I may as well have just gone over. They couldn't have double criticised me, could they? Ah, very cross. I'm hurt more than anything. I could be living it up in Port Vale now. So anyway, we were struggling a little bit with the diamond, so we decided to switch things up. We signed a couple of players, actually. Remember back when we had money, we signed a couple of players. 2 wingers. Macaulay Snellgrove is a 22-year-old winger, can play on either side, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential, came in from Hull. He's quite useful. And we also signed Amari Miller, who is also a winger who can play on both sides. See what I did with these 2 boys? They can both play both sides. Miller can also play up front, which is also quite handy. He's 3 stars of current ability, 4.5-star potential, both of them with an upper range on their values of £250,000. If they come in and are any good, we could just sell them both and clear the debts. But he was formerly of Leeds and Birmingham, in the same Birmingham youth team as Jude Bellingham, I believe. I imagine he's going to be just as good. 5 appearances, 2 goals and a man of the match for us so far. So they've both come in and done quite well. We looked really good when we first switched to the 4-2-4 that we're now using. 3 straight wins. The last couple of matches, less so. And the league table looks like this. We are in 12th place, 9 games played, 13 points on the board. It's completely fine. Remember, the board are looking for us to finish top half, we're there or thereabouts, and be competitive in the FA Cup whilst repairing the club's financial damage that they caused and build a new stadium, which we can't afford. So cross. Let's just win some football matches. Let's focus on what's going on the pitch. The boys know to focus what's on the pitch. Everything's average. I mean, that's the title of my autobiography there. Everything's average. We'll be fine. This is the team for the game against Altrincham. We've got Marshall in goal, a back four of Stewart, McGrath, Bennett and McKnight. Hinchy and Hunt together in midfield. Hunt playing in the centre of midfield is the one drawback to the 4-2-4 because he was actually playing quite well as our attacking midfielder and has had to be sacrificed as an attacking midfielder to make this work. We do have the option to go to a 4-2-3-1, but then we kind of have to sacrifice Modu Fal if we do that, who can't really play my kind of lone striker. I'm not just going to stick a target man up front on his own. So basically we have to play Hunt in central midfield and he has to like it and we have to like it. It's in Snellgrove and Miller out wide and then Fal and Thompson up front, who are actually the two bright points of the season so far, really. 5 goals between them, both averaging above a 7. They're forming quite a good partnership to the point where Francis Okoronkwo is fit again, but hasn't yet started a football match and is only averaging a 6.66 coming off the bench, hasn't yet scored. Thompson and Fal are my boys up front at the moment. But why did that just jump back to the... Does everyone else just see AI Kev pop up on the screen? That wasn't fancy editing effects. That was Football Manager potentially falling over. Let's hope it's not going to completely fall over. Right. I don't know why that just happened. We're away against Altrincham. I'm so upset about the off-field stuff. I haven't looked where they are in the league. Oh, good. They're second. This probably won't end badly. What's this guy doing? He's falling down the terrace over here. He's not even... He's stood across 2 different steps. That Siri's upset about it. I'm upset about it. Everyone keep an eye on this guy in the blue shirt up here who just nearly tumbled down the terrace. He's going for it again. Oh, my word. I'm worried about that man. He's doing his calisthenics up there. Now he's squatting in sync with the guy behind him. I think we've got a boy band behind the goal practicing their dance moves. We've conceded a goal while all this was going on. I was busy watching what was going on. Oh, look. I mean, that seems about right. Goodness me. Oh, dragging ourselves back into it when we're already losing after 3 minutes. Feels like it's going to be good fun. We're going to be abandoning this 4-2-4 in no time, aren't we? Well, I think once you've lost 3 matches in a row with a system, that's probably time to go back to the diamond if we're doing full-on Kev rules. Although the problem is, ever since the update, the diamond just doesn't seem to work the same way as it did before. I don't know if they've... A part of what they've changed as part of the updates to the match engine that went on with that major update that happened whenever it was, like a week ago now. The diamond just isn't as effective. And I think that's probably, I mean, I'm recording these videos well in advance, and I don't think it's a coincidence that that massive turn down in the diamond happened as the update happened. And since then, the diamond, as soon as the update happened, the diamond didn't win a match. And I've had the same issue on my Twitch streams where the diamond just isn't getting the job done the same way it used to get the job done. Narrow systems have kind of been the Football Manager meta for over a year now, but I feel like we might be moving away from that. And we're trying to work with it. When you've just done a transfer window to build a squad to work with one system that no longer works, it does kind of throw the season a little bit for you. And when you've then got no money to try and fix it, things get even. I mean, we've got to get rid of 5 players, or else the board are going to be furious. Hinchy's now picked up a knock, so he's going to have to come off. That's not ideal. We're going to play Hunt as a deep lying playmaker. He's an attacking midfielder. We're playing him as our deepest midfield player, but I don't want Cisse playing as a playmaker. He's much better doing that box to box role. We have been rubbish in that first half, so we're gonna try and counter that by going attacking and just throwing absolutely everything we've got at Altrincham, and they're just probably going to soak it up and enjoy their 1-0 win. Modu Fal, less excited with him now than I was in the last episode. He's only got a couple of goals so far this season. Not quite the goal machine I thought we were getting when we brought him in. Even from the set pieces, again, not that I want to moan about the update to Football Manager. I acknowledge it was probably needed, but we signed a 6'4" striker, and then the next day they brought out an update that massively lowered the effectiveness of big players at corners, and I cried a little that night. I'm not too manly to admit I had a little cry. when I realised what had happened and how it ruined my plan. Thompson playing it back to Stewart, ball across to Fowler. There is Modu Fowler. There is his third goal of the season. He might not be as effective from corners anymore, but if you whip a cross in like that, which is one of the reasons we went to a winger system, if you get a cross in aimed at his head, he's 6'4" and very good in the air. He's probably going to score it. And this is a lovely cross from Stewart. They've left Fowler unmarked. He gets between two defenders and directs his header past the Altrincham goalkeeper. It's our first shot on target in the entire match so far. Altrincham have been absolutely all over us, but when you've got a big boy like that up front, you've always got a chance. You get half a chance. Well, XG demonstrates it's less than quarter of a chance, and he scored a goal with it because he's just big and dominant in the air, and it's wonderful. And now we've got the ball again, and we're going to go and do it again. That's the plan. McGrath playing it forward. I mean, I think he's aiming at foul, but gets absolutely nowhere near him. It was a weirdly aimless ball forward. And now Altrincham have the ball again as they're going to look to get an attack of their own. What are they doing knocking the ball around at the back? We're in the conference. This kind of nonsense shouldn't be allowed. That's more like it. Big ball over the top, and which is another thing that was supposedly nerfed by the update, but didn't seem to cause them any kind of problems there. And Altrincham, once again, looking dangerous on the attack, but Hunt plays it out to Snellgrove on this left-hand side, who plays it forward, looking for Thompson, who tries to control it on his chest, but somehow gets away with it, and Thompson had a big opportunity to put us 2-1 up there. It's a very good save from the Altrincham goalkeeper, and now we get to test out the big man at set-piece theories. Miller with the corner, looking for foul, but can't find him, and Bennett picks up the scraps, and Miller's going to try and get it into that area again. In fact, he plays it across to Hunt. We've still got the big boys in the middle. Get the ball in the area. There's sometimes a major disconnect in logic here. I don't understand why we're not just pumping that ball into the penalty area. Right, foul is shattered. Okoronkwo can come on for him. Thompson is just as comfortable as Foul playing as a target man, so he can go out over onto that side. And I want to get Flynn Clark on as well. So Clark is a right footer. I think he is. So he can go out and play on that right wing. And I mean, I believe there might be a goal in this for us, a winner. We're still attacking. That might not be the worst thing in the world. We've looked much better since we've gone attacking. Big ball forward, looking for Okoronkwo, who squares it to Thompson. And the goal has already been disallowed before. We didn't even get the celebration animation. I don't really understand what we've done wrong there. Okoronkwo does really well. I think he's probably fouled the goalkeeper. But Okoronkwo, a little bit different to the other two strikers that we've got. A little bit livelier, a little bit sharper, or at least he was last season. We can get him back playing the way he was last year, alongside either Thompson or Fowl. We're going to be a real threat going forward. Ball over the top, looking for Okoronkwo again. The goalkeeper doesn't control it well. But again, not to keep moaning about the update that's over a week old in your world. The goalkeeper actually controls it after coming out and doing sweeper keeper things. They never used to do that before. In the old world, in old money, pre-update, we'd have won this game 3-1 at least. As it is, it's a 1-1 draw, and we just have to learn to live in the new world, I guess, which is very sad, and we've not got the money to be able to do it. And now Hinchy's out, only for a week or so, which is fine, I guess. Who are we playing now? Southend. Please tell me they're rubbish. They're not. They're right up there as well. Oh, goodness me, we need a win. Folks, just want to take a moment to thank today's episode sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members across 150 countries who come together to find inspiration and take the next step in their creative journey. It's a place to get inspired, learn new skills, and put them to work in impactful ways. Skillshare want to make the creative life possible for everyone around the world. Make 2023 the year you perfect a new creative hobby, land a new career, or launch your business. Try out a risk-free 30-day trial to test it out yourself. A link to that is down in the description below. This isn't like other holiday sales you're seeing. It's not about more consumption, more stuff, more clutter. This is about you, your passions, your curiosities, your creative spirit and growth. It's about doing something for yourself all year long. Like maybe starting that YouTube channel you've been talking about cracking on with. Well, if you do decide to go down that route, this would be a great place to start. YouTube for Beginners, how to start and grow your YouTube channel from Ali Abdaal. He is a really top tier YouTuber and also a top teacher on Skillshare. This course takes you through everything you need to know to get up and running with a YouTube channel, from initially planning the channel out and overcoming things like camera fright. Is that the YouTube equivalent of stage fright? How to film, the mechanics around lighting and audio and editing, and then even tips on how to grow your channel once it's up and running. It is a one-stop shop for everything you could possibly need to go from no YouTube channel to YouTube channel. And that's just one of the many, many options you'd have available for yourself with a Skillshare membership. There are classes on everything from video and film through creative writing, fine art, illustration, photography, you name a creative pursuit, and it's somewhere within Skillshare. But don't believe me? Try it out for yourself. The first 1,000 people to join Skillshare using the link at the top of the description below get a 1-month trial for free. That is the first 1,000 people to use that link 1 month for free. Go click it. You won't regret it. It's awesome. Go do it now. Come on. Go. I'm just going to sit here and wait until you do. That's better. Well, just a couple of days rest between these two matches, so we've done quite a bit of rotation, which does also demonstrate we've got quite a large squad. I get that we need to get rid of some players. That's a big squad for a semi-pro club in financial problems, but we could afford it before. And I'll keep going on about the fact we could afford it before, even though we can't necessarily afford it now. So Marshall stays in goal, but we've completely changed the back four and defence. Morris, Keane, Kwanzaa and Sanupe, with Levy and Canton in midfield. Clark coming in on the right-hand side of midfield as well. And Snellgrove, just have to check he's the one that's actually left-footed out there on the left-hand side. Still going with Fowle and Thompson up front. So big changes, but hopefully we can conjure up a win from somewhere. I am tempted to go attacking from the start, because being attacking in the last game seemed to be... I mean, we certainly played a lot better once we went attacking. I don't think it was the personnel changes as much as the change in mentality seemed to create a little bit more for us. Maybe we need to be attacking more often. But let's leave it as is for now. We'll stay on positive, and if things aren't going well, we can push a little bit more attacking from there. This is a big opportunity for Flynn Clark as well, who I am still determined to make a star here at Peterborough Sports, even though, I mean, a year and a bit in, he's not really doing himself any favours when it comes to becoming a star. And neither's Philip Marshall, because that is poor. The quick pick suggestion you get before the match has actually been suggesting I drop him and bring Hagee in, the young goalkeeper that we brought in the summer, which I'm resisting at the moment, because we made the mistake of dropping Marshall last season when St Paul was at the club, and we actually ended up a much better side once Marshall came back in, because he was a better goalkeeper. And I don't want to be swayed by a fancy goalkeeper again. But that being said, that was poor from Marshall, and we have got a goalkeeper who supposedly is as good as him, with potentially a bigger upside when it comes to potential. We might have to bite the bullet at some point and give him a go. But this is Southend on the attacking, and it's chaos in the defence for us. But Snedgrove comes away with the ball, tries to find Thompson, who turns very slowly and can't get any kind of attacking movement away. But Canton and Levy doing well in midfield there to win the ball back. I forgot Canton's got the fantastic hair. He really should be my favourite Peterborough Sports player because of that incredible head of hair that he's got. But Southend are in again here, and I think that one's offside. Referee, why are you just walking backwards and ignoring that I'm talking to you? I mean, that felt offside. It's not going to be given. We're 2-0 down at home, and this isn't going very well at all. Sanupe, who brought in with much fanfare, supposedly a future Premier League player. We're not seeing much of that, are we? We've gone attacking. And this back four doesn't seem as good as the other back four that we played in the last game. Maybe we need to do some kind of combination of the two. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. At the moment, have absolutely no idea what my first 11 is. We've got a lot of very similar quality players. We've kind of got into that non-league problem phase where we've got 20-odd players who are all very similar in quality and no real stars that stand out. We don't have anyone who you would immediately look at and think, yeah, he's the best player at this club. Almost everybody here is droppable, and you don't really get that upset about it. Or I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think you are. it's we need a star or two. Maybe that's what loans are for. Maybe we need to bring in some stars, but getting stars on loan that aren't going to need any salary paying is going to be easier said than done, I think. We've got a goal back, though, through Thompson, which is nice. 2-1 down. We have immediately started playing better again once we've gone more attacking. In fact, our XG is well ahead of Southend's. You've got to look at a combination of our strikers. Modu Fall missed a big chance. So you need to look at him and you need to look at Marshall to explain why XG is that way round and the scoreline is the complete opposite, because we've actually played quite well against a team that are pushing for automatic promotion. We just haven't had any kind of luck go our way. We're going to make some changes here. Our defence are all broken, so we're going to bring on a Kagbu and Sraha for Keane and Kwanzaa, and then Snellgrove can come off. Amari Miller can come on. He can play as an inverted winger, as a right footer on that side, and we will demand more again and hope that we've got an equaliser in us from somewhere. I mean, it still isn't the win that we're absolutely desperate for, but an equaliser will be better than not getting an equaliser. That is top-tier football analysis, courtesy of LOLLUJO off of YouTube. Flynn Clark with the free kick from range, and it's pushed around the post by the Southend goalkeeper. We've got a corner. Everyone's looking at Modu Fall. Everyone's looking at Kagbu and Straha and all these big boys that we've got sent forward for exactly this situation. It's Miller who it was aimed at in the end. The little winger, strangely, didn't win the ball in the air. I'll be completely open with you. Miller isn't on an instruction to be up there for corners. It seems one of the other big things on the update is set-piece instructions are being entirely disregarded, which is super. Loving that. We've not won in 4 games. Do we go back to the Diamond? The FA Cup run, very, what's the word I'm looking for here? Optimistically referring to it as the FA Cup run when it hasn't started yet. But goodness me, does that need to be an FA Cup run? That starts in 2 games. We need to know what our best team is so that we can go into that and win. We can't go into that in this kind of horrible form that we're in at the moment. Or despite signing a 2-year contract, I could have gone to manage in League 2. As it is, I might get fired because of financial mismanagement. That wasn't my fault. And we've now fallen down below the top half of the league. This isn't going as well as I hoped this season. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.